I decided to go to the spring of the Thames.
Finally, it's the second series of Thames Path.
We're going to do it with wall camping. We're going to walk all 200 miles, hopefully.
So if you want to follow me up the river, please hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, or share with your friends because it helps the channel.
Yeah, morning. It's 7 o'clock. Far later than I wanted to be in this godforsaken space. This is where I was. I really just want to get the tent down and get out of here. It was not comfortable. It was not good. Lots of deer or whatever, something. This is not recommended. Camping near Ashton Keynes is not recommended. And this spot is definitely not recommended. So you can see it wasn't really very stealthy at all. That's not the main path. The main Thames Path is down there. It's a horrible sight, but it's clear. But unfortunately, I can't pick up all the other stuff. So I've got an 8 to 10 mile walk today. Having breakfast sat on a stone with a dog poo bag behind it. Not too bad because I smidged myself last night, but I'm getting a bit bombarded with insects as well. If I ever do a merch t-shirt, I'll have the slogan, decreasing property prices since 1973. With wild campers destroying the property prices, don't you know? Well, it's boiled with the last of the fuel. Burn it away. Yeah. And we didn't set fire to the woodland as well, because we brought our little thingy. No, it was a bit touch and go. Yes. So the fuel lasted well. Now, completely empty. I just realised if I don't finish this today, that means I have to come back to this place. Having to come back to a Cotswold Stepford town. Yeah, that's a threat. Not the weirdest, but one of the weirdest. Thames Path, not Path. Looks like it's some of the drive. I was very most confused last night. My phone died. I didn't have time to charge it. I couldn't show you the people with the faces like slapped asses who wouldn't even say hello to me. Several times, like, evening, hello. I always say hello to people. I was trying to be friendly. No. The dog walkers today have been friendly, but last night, oh, no one was friendly. I got scowled at. Ryan Moley talks about the power of the smile and mentioned it on our channel. I try and be like, hello. Says more about them. It's kind of weird. They're being cuddly today. Some of them. Even Amberley was nominally friendly and asking me, where are you going tonight? And prying into my business. Whereas here, and I made a joke. I don't think I could record it. My phone was dead, but I was like, I probably don't need to record anything anyway because the CCTV of the whole village could piece together multiple angles for my walk to look at the Thames and then find out there was no place to camp there. I'd be really super angry if I go up there and find that literally just around the corner there's the best site ever. I will be so angry because that site was terrible. Brambles, like dark, exposed. It's just like the worst site ever. And then I got some water from the Thames. I really didn't fancy a local pub. More slaughtered lamb. And then just went back to the Millennium Green outside the village. The village. You are number 6. I mean, I can understand. It'd been like 10 or 11 at night. I wouldn't talk to people, random people. But it was 7:30, 8 o'clock. Very pretty there. Very pretty. There's always a stone. And there's always a car as well. Village shop that way. But yeah, which is now leaving Ashton Keynes. Is that one glad? Well, I assume it's Keynes. Keynes. I'm sure they'll probably do a big page. It's probably Keynes. Ashton Keynes. Ashton. Ashton. Keynes. Keynes. Quinoa. Ashton Quinoa. Yeah. We've got Somerton Keynes. I think that's how you say it. Somerton Keynes. Whatever. Somerton Quinoa. Coming up. We can do a Brucey bonus, double or nothing. Higher, lower. Will it be more ambly or less ambly? Find out later. Yeah, I almost was in there. Couldn't see how to get in and couldn't see any sort of obvious clearings. There's a few, but it wasn't obvious how to get in there. I saw a couple of people in there, but it was like, it looked pretty private. It's fenced. And nothing along here. The whole point of last night was to have somewhere nice and chilled, and that did not happen. Not a great location, but that would have been better, and it was literally just before I stopped. It looks very floodable. There, down there. Probably a lot of insects along here. That looked more possible. I didn't want to do what I did the night before, which is just keep going to find a spot and then just end up like 11:30 at night. I didn't know if it was going to be all like this. We also have another magical mystery tour through some more, water parks or Rex quarries, basically, that have been turned into waterlands. See, over there, I don't think you can get over there, but over there would have been perfect. There, that would have been absolutely perfect. Looks like there would have been some places up here that would have been highly preferable to where it was, but I didn't know that last night. I'm certainly very, very glad of the shade. Although this isn't the worst part of the day, but just lovely cool shade. Yeah, the wood over there is very much fenced, so there's no way I could have got in to the other side without wading across that. Which would have been possible. Probably more aggro than it's worth. Yeah, we're at Waterworld 2, the sequel that no one wants. And it's very, very private. I don't know if you can see those fences. Waterworld 2 is private. Lower Mill. Cotswold's versions of Barratt homes. Oh. Yeah, obviously this Lower Mill is like a gated estate. Oh, but they're in Cotswold stones, that makes them alright. No, foul gated estate. Oh, that is funny. Lower Mill Estate, part of Habitat First. Habitat involves CCTV, gates everywhere. Cotswold wimpy homes, cars and key codes on Cotswold stone. That's a very strange anachronism. Another non-cross AAing. That's a great sign to see. Source 5 miles. Wow, I got closer last night than I thought I did. And Thames per hour and 79 miles. We all, yeah. And this is Nay Bridge. This is just down there is Nay Bridge Country Park. I got no idea why I'm doing it in the Yorkshire accent. That's probably just me going mad. I hope there is a lot of shady lanes. That would be good today. I assume that's a fishing platform, I'm not sure really. Maybe just a platform. This would have been perfect. This would have been totally perfect. But yeah, this would have been an hour or two on from where I was. Exhausting. I spoke to this old guy who was running back and forth and he was surprised that people of Ashton Keynes didn't want wild campers, and it's like, yeah. And then So, oh, there's lots of open space here. It's like, no, not really. There's a lot of it's fenced off. Boo! Yeah, no camping sign right by the place I was saying, oh, that would be lovely. Probably wouldn't have stopped me last night. There's a bunch of parents with children and dogs bathing in the, I don't know if it's the Thames at this point, one of the little streams. They'd hung all their towels over the sign so I couldn't see where the Thames Path was. They're like, oh, which way is we going? It's like, well, I've come from the other way. Oh wow, that might be a good place to get some water actually, because it's getting hotter. Yeah, this is why I wanted to start earlier than 8 o'clock, because I knew it was going to get hot. Thames water at source, or almost source, near source. A few miles from source, very clean. Mad to think this trickle is the Thames. Well, I had to. It might be cold. Woohoo! Yeah, it's cold. And stony. Oh, wow. Fording the Thames. I really should be wearing my awful socks, really. Yeah, it is quite deep actually at this point. Me standing in the Thames. I had to do it at some point, really. It's actually quite cold. It's a hot day, so I'm sure they'll warm up. I was like, oh, you'll soothe my feet. Ouch. Yeah. I would have been eaten by piranha at this point. Finally forded the Thames. Very slow. Oh, that's better. Some call it bracing, I call it freezing. My feet are frozen now. I'm just drying them off with the Swedish dishcloth. Trying to warm them in the sun. Even in the sunshine, oh, it's freezing. Even on a 20 plus degree day. Very beautiful. I'm not filming as much as I would like to, partly because I want to film at the head. I'm going to navigate myself out. Still quite wide. I'm only a few miles from source, and I was expecting like a muddy ditch at this point. Still quite deep, maybe ankle or calf deep, but it's still not exactly a puddle. That's a fun obstacle. A fallen tree. I might go over the fence if it's not barbed wire. Oh, of course it's barbed wire. That's lovely. Thank you. Right, let's see if I can try and get through. Oh, that was fun getting through. I wish I could have showed you, but it's difficult enough getting through, holding the pack, dragging it through, and then sort of scrambling through. And yeah, whoever this is, they've actually, you can see that people, rather than clearing the tree, no one's bothered to clear the tree, so people have been going over the fence, and they've actually just put the fence back up again rather than clearing the tree. That's wonderful. Landowner there, who really doesn't care. Exactly. It is Ewan. It is closed. Not much going on in Ewan. Really. We've got another mystery tour away from the river, which is a shame. Obviously the next landlord doesn't want us walking along it. We went past Somerford Keynes. Wasn't much going on. And also Poole Keynes. I didn't see very much of it, so it already wins over Ashton Keynes. But yeah, I do hope there is a path on this road. Oh, there is on the other side. But for how long? What did I say? Maybe I'll try the verge on this side then. I mean, if you're revisiting all the hits, putting the Thames Path down a road like this without a pavement is classic Thames Path. Because I really love the road walking. It's quite a long way down this road. At this point it's like Thames Path's like, giving up bothering now. Walkers are fair game though. Seemingly, yeah, look. And if you don't believe me, Thames Path. Thames Path. Becoming less of River Thames and more like Thames Puddle. The river trickle. It probably is a river trickle, probably. Wow, it really is just that little... It has become a muddy puddle. That is bigger in spring, you can see. Not completely gone yet, but it's a bit stretched. Like, yeah, it must be running underground. So yeah, it must be getting near the head because we're running out of river. That should be a great campsite. And there is the raging river. Oh, there's the raging River Thames. It's sleeping at the moment. Yeah, if it got here in spring, that would have had water in it. We're not even at the head yet. So it's taken a long time. You've got the source of the River Thames, or the Thames head, and then you've got Shrewsbury Mead, which is kind of like less than half a mile onwards. And that's actually the proper source of the Thames. So I'll walk to Shrewsbury Mead. But yes, only a mile and a little bit to go, allegedly. I must admit, I didn't think it would go completely dry at this point before you even got to the head. I know the head will be dry. It's amazing how I haven't hit any wadey, floody, muddy bits. It's been brilliant. But that does mean, sadly, no, not very photogenic on the end. Yeah, at the moment you could camp in the River Thames. You can imagine from that bridge how much it can get. At the moment, not much going on. A few puddles and some mud. I think over there is the Thames head, which is the first port of call. There's not much to see. There it says 232 miles, which depends who you talk to, really. But yeah, we're still going to Shrewsbury Mead, which is about 0.3 miles that way. Just having a glug of water and a rest. See, more mowing. Always mowing. Wherever I go, they're mowing. Right. Okay. Apparently straight on. Across this mown field. Yay. That's my favourite. Thank you, farmer. It's not like it makes it difficult to see where you're going or anything. I think that's it. We don't get mown down first. It's going to be a race. A journey of over 200 miles ends in a field near Kemble. I thought the mud would wait for me at the end of it. As I promised, jump on a lilo and float back. Bit hard to do that when this lilo's got wheels. It's all dried up. I see the gate. Ironically, it's just a gate. I see sort of a stone thing, so maybe that's it. It might just be random masonry. Who knows? That would be about right for this trip. Journey of several hundred miles, and a few meters away I get shredded by a combine harvester. This is it. The Conservators of the River Thames, 1857 to 1974. Stone was placed here to mark the source of the River Thames. I made it. 230 odd. I'll flash it up on screen because I'll track this with OS maps like I did the other one. I've got a camera. It has to be someone mowing. That's just the rules. England. You're lucky to even get a plaque in most of these places, so you're lucky to even get that. Sometimes, usually there's nothing at all. I would have left my totems here. Well, the idea was to throw it into the Thames, but you see there's nothing here. It's all dry at the moment. Not even muddy. And that would be littering anyway, so yeah, they're here in spirit, the golf ball and the pottery. Yeah, I've got to bring them, annoyingly. I lost 4 items on this trip. I lost a guy line on my tent, I lost my sit mat, I lost my poop trowel, and I think I've lost my fridge thermometer. But yeah, that's it, folks. Now to walk home. Yeah, at the Thames head. Oh, I'm so looking forward to this. They actually asked me to ice, and I was like, yeah, no, don't let this, please. this is a day that's made for ice and lemon, seriously. Oh, I just did a celebratory live, half an hour live from the source of the Thames. I'm now going to head back into Campbell and get the train home. Oh, slowly. After many hours hiding here from the sun. It was flooding back in March. Not so much now. Thank you for coming along with me in this over 200-mile journey along the River Thames. It's been emotional, crazy, infuriating, irritating, amazing, and it's been a whole load of things, a whole load of feelings. But we've seen Old Father Thames, we've seen hailstorms and floods and ice on my tent, and now sunshine. Yeah, I've had it all. It's been a fun and also rather exhausting and stressful thing at times. It's something I've wanted to do, I'd say, for a long, long time, since the 90s at least. If you've liked this series, please subscribe. A lot of the people who watch my videos don't subscribe. Share with your friends, like this video, and check out my other videos, like the one that'll be on the screen now. Thank you for watching this series. I'm kind of glad that it's coming to an end. It's one of those projects that has been far more involved than I thought it would be. So anyway, I'll speak to you soon.